Okay, so then I explained to them something interesting, which is what is Islam and what is culture. So Islam is the legal will of God. It's a set of laws, set of boundaries, set of values, set of commandments. So these are all what comprises Islam. Now, Muslims also have culture depending on which country they come from, where they're born, whatever their personal preferences are. So they can have their own traditions, their own culture. That doesn't, so many of the time for a non-Muslim, it just seems all mixed up. And you think, okay, this is Islam, everything is Islam, which may not be true. Sometimes I'll just give them a very common example, maybe a shock to some, that when we come to the masjid, we take off our shoes. Is it Islam or culture? Yeah, I would argue it's culture, right? So, or to make it simpler, right? When I meet people, let's say in the imam office, and you take off shoes, it's culture, right? Actually, I think now they don't even do that because of the way they use the property. So same thing, for example, we can pray in the shoes, right? If you're praying outside, you can pray in the shoes. You know, that's something well known in the seerah. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would pray in the shoes. They didn't have carpeted mosques. And it just doesn't make sense, or it's not very easy for us to pray in the shoes while we have carpet and people are bowing or prostrating on the carpet. It doesn't make sense. That's just an example of what is culture and what is allowed in Islam. So this is also to help them understand that, look, this discussion that's happening, I'm sharing with you the message from your creator, my creator. I'm not calling you to my culture. You don't have to like my food or my clothing, what have you, but there's a distinction between my preferences or how I was brought up and whatnot and what Allah has commanded. So a Muslim is someone who intends to accept the law of Allah, tries to follow the law of Allah. It doesn't mean that he or she will be 100% compliant. So there could be Muslims who, for example, are struggling and drinking, right? They might be committing other sins. There may be sisters who are Muslims, they don't wear hijab. So that doesn't mean that someone not wearing hijab makes them a non-Muslim or someone drinking makes them a non-Muslim. These are violations that they're doing and they may be working on it. However, if someone believes that, oh, these rules are not part of Quran, you know, it was only meant for that time, now they're changing the religion. If the person is interested, I might walk them through the details. Like, you know, you have these 5 categories, something you must do. If you don't do it, then you are accountable and you are eligible for punishment and you may be punished. Something you must not do. Then you have the middle category of open things, permissible things. Then you have recommended and you have discouraged. Again, it depends on the person, how deep they want to go in. So again, this is making them really explicit. It's not about ethnicity. This is for all humanity. This is the message for humanity. Remember, bring them back to that verse when Allah sent down Adam, our father, to this world, that I will send you my guidance. You have 2 options. You accept it or you don't accept it. Regardless of your ethnicity, it's for all humanity.